The climax of the show, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to, if you haven't already, like the video, share the video. Don't keep it to yourself. You understand? Yeah, man. Share it to 20 people, 30 people. Alright? We need to start with some replay rates, higher replay rates, and that is you guys that listen to me and watch me. Yeah, we have to share the live. That's how we get the replays up. Anyway, Andrew Holness trick with, and him trick with good. Him trick with so good. I want to listen to that exchange, my people. Listen to this.
We find the evidence that what we have today in Jamaica is the most corrupt administration that has ever held office in the history of our country since independence.
Hey, Bossy, you never tell a lie. Oh, you figure that out so early. Hey, them say wise people, you know. The elder them, if you listen to the elder them, you know. The man see it from afar, you know. And guess what? Them not even did start yet. Them not even did start yet as corrupt yet as them is right now. Then just when I warm up. And Mr. Phillips, Dr. Peter Phillips, had seen it far. The man vision the way on one party, man warn about Andrew Holness. The man warn about the house. The man did just do the investigation from early. If the Integrity Commission was established from early, Andrew Holness couldn't have gotten away with this. Mighty God, don't listen.
What is this man talking about? Well, make me make the statement, backed up by facts, that the PNP is the most corrupt political organization in the Caribbean.
Hey, who man is this? Oh, man is this?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop.
Pushing scandal.
If you go back to 1989,
Want to see how far him go back? 1989.
which is a long time ago, you would hear about the Rollins land deal scandal.
Police use car scandal.
If you go back to 1990, you remember the zinc scandal after Hurricane Gilbert.
FLA scandal.
You have the furniture scandal. Then you have
Now, Andrew Holness talk about the zinc scandal after Hurricane Gilbert. People don't know how much money Andrew Holness get for burial. Some of the house to fix it. Don't answer that. That's a rhetorical question. That is a rhetorical question. We don't know how much millions of US dollars Andrew Holness government get. Where the money then? Where's the audit on that money? Where did the money go? Who got the money? And when you give us the figure, it's supposed to match how much money actually was given to you. Can you do that, Andrew?
the Shell waiver scandal.
$8 million phone bill scandal.
Then you have a big scandal in 1992 over the illegal importation of motor vehicles. Then in 1993, we hear some man a buy US dollar out of the back of them car all over. Big scandal.
$9 million travel scandal at TPD. The government have more scandal in it than Riverton City have scandal back.
You hear about the corrupt distribution of land in Holland. You hear about the Operation Pride scandal. Then in 1997, You have the Finsack scandal.
And then we have this super scandal, the Petrogen scandal, that one have everything in it.
And then now you have the mother of all scandal, the traffic guru scandal. You remember that?
Friends of the government collecting money for travel, but not traveling.
The Montego Bay street people scandal. The fat cat salary scandal. You remember NetServe? Yes.
Friends of the government getting jobs at 3 times the pay that the previous occupants of the job had. While at the same time, long-serving, loyal, patriotic civil servants being fired from jobs.
Then you have the Sandals White House scandal. Then now after that, you come up with the Cuban light bulb scandal. You remember that? You have the Hanover Parish Council scandal.
Friends of the government and activists for the JLP getting jobs in organizations for which they don't have qualifications.
Then you have the Chick V scandal. Then you have the dead baby scandal. Then you have the bad gas scandal. Then you have now the parish council in a Manchester scandal.
Friends being awarded contracts by breaking the procurement rules, and some of those friends is the same people that turn up in the bushing scandal.
You remember Outer Many scandal? You remember EWI Energy scandal?
Never in our history have we heard of a government entering into verbal contracts, no paper, no sign.
You never hear that yet?
Just word of mouth. $23 million. What madness!
Oh, you're going to want verbal contract and give somebody $23 million and a government money I use. That's wild. I never knew that.
Is this going on in our country, Africa?
You can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Wanna hear Andrew? Andrew say you can't cuss me when you corrupt. What does that mean? You know me take that as? Because me corrupt, you corrupt, you can't tell me say nothing corrupt. That's what I hear when I hear him say that. Listen to that again.
You can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Thank God for the
Andrew say, wait, yo,
What can
yo, what?
What can go so?
Andrew, you tricky people, them Andrew.
What can go so?
But we are wake up. Me can't believe say Andrew will just say that a while
You
ago.
can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Thank God for the opposition in Parliament. Thank God for the PAAC and the PNP members and the PAAC.
We already know that in bad mind, him the likes of people prosper.
So I saw the bad man come in. So Andrew, you want to corrupt. So basically I say, the argument what I'm hearing from Andrew is that thief no likes a thief with long back. So Andrew is saying, but PNP you corrupt. So because we now make free money off of corruption, your bad mind. Him now say him no corrupt, you know. And that me I read from it, you know. People, who correct me if me wrong. When I heard Andrew say this, my jaw drop a ground. Look upon him. The man I take to me, that's my opinion. Andrew is saying to me as a citizen, the boy them corrupt. So them can't say Lily to go on. Big up yourself. He must say to me, say, yo, brother, my stance is this. You can't talk to me because you're not corrupt. You're corrupt. You can't tell me say no for thief because you are thief. That is like saying to a police officer we catch you in the act of a crime, hey police boy, Members say we know your file, you know. Members say you're a thief, you know. Members say you're unalive people, you know. So you can't come around and so come raid for my parade, you know. Which you know, so it go. Because you have got proof say police are thief. You have got proof say I'm a murderer. You understand? So the argument by Andrew shaky. Andrew, you expose yourself right as when I say this.
We already know that him bad mind, him the likes of people.
Thank God for the opposition. What's going on in our country, Master?
You can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Thank God for the opposition.
So Andrew say, PNP you corrupt, be quiet. You can't expose my corruption when you have a history of corruption. And that Andrew saying, in my opinion, somebody tell me if me wrong. Listen to my argument. Listen to man.
Me.
In our country, Master.
You can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Thank God for the opposition in Parliament. Thank God for the PAAC and the PNP members and the PAAC.
We already know that him bad mind, him the likes of people prosper.
So this is when him ask for Andrew Holness house on the hill. So Andrew, you don't say expose yourself right there, so. For all well thinking Jamaican. When I listen to Andrew say this, when I realize that Andrew I tell you no. Without telling no. A long time him come up with this bad mind argument about him house. So instead of declaring how him build him house and making it clear and prove without any shadow of a doubt that him never do anything corrupt for getting money and him build him house through hard work and investment, him come and say, no man, a bad man and bad man. And no, you can't tell me say me a thief when you're a thief. If a thief say you're a thief and you're really a thief, it told us I say profession, not true. That don't make you not a thief. That don't make you exonerated from being a thief, you know. But that's what I say. Because that's the argument me I hear from Andrew.
And now we know that him is nothing but a hypocrite.
So you see the hypocrite part now. So to me, the choice of words that Andrew Holness I use, hypocrite. You can't tell me say me corrupt. Because you corrupt too. And that energy that me I get from Andrew. Him not tell me say him not corrupt enough. He must say you as a hypocrite, as a corrupt person, the PNP, Dr. Bvrclips, can't tell me say me corrupt because you're corrupt. You're corrupt too. So how you fear live in a glass house and a throw stone? And that him a say now. The man now say me innocent and me have high integrity. And we not deal with them something there and you know, listen to him argument.
Always be in every government, regardless of jurisdiction, people who breach the rule.
Yes.
People who use their power unjustly,
yes,
unfairly,
yes,
and unduly.
Yes.
The mark of the good government,
yes,
is that when it is done,
yes,
there is no cover up.
Me backside people at this side bombshell no. Wanna listen this again. You have to make my mother hear this. Wanna listen this again, my people.
We already know that him bad mind, him the likes of people prosper. And now we know that him is nothing but a hypocrite. There will always be in every government, regardless of jurisdiction, people who breach the rule, people who use their power unjustly, unfairly, and unduly. The mark of the good government is that when it is done, there is no cover up. When we face our challenges, there is no one who could criticize this government to say that we were covering up corruption. No. The Jamaica Labour Party stands firmly against corruption, and we will put in place and have been putting in place the measures to address it.
Oh my God, there's a lot to unpack, ladies and gentlemen. There is a lot to unpack. Me tell you, this is a bombshell, you know. Me say when me hear Andrew when I said the last part, then me nearly drop down. And then me remember say me heavy and nobody can pick me up. So me just wake up myself back. What me say a while ago? I nearly dropped down. You know, listen to the man. Listen to the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Mighty God.
We already know that in bad mind him like the people prosper.
Yes.
And now we know that him is nothing but a hypocrite.
Yes.
There will always be in every government.
Yes.
Regardless of jurisdiction, people who breach the rule.
So, according to Andrew, no matter what policies or laws they put in place, there will always be somebody that breach the rules. Alright? Listening up.
People who use their power unjustly, unfairly, and unduly. The mark of the good government.
Alright, Patricia.
When it is done, there is no cover-up. When we face our challenges, there is...
So, according to Andrew, yes, you have corrupt people in our government, but it's how you deal with them when you find out they're corrupt. So, let me ask you something, Andrew. Marissa Dalrymple, I first person come to mind. What was the action taken by your government for Marissa Dalrymple? When you go on like say, when you punish her, and then when you bring her back into the house and make her a candidate for run. You remember that? Flight Green violated no movement day. Something where you charge people hundreds of thousands of dollars for no wear mask. But Flight Green was never charged. And the DPP could have stepped in and charged him. But she did not either. You understand? She never wanted no parts of it. You understand? She said she would leave it to the prosecutors. You remember that? Bobby Montague. The police scare them. Why is Bobby Montague still an integral part of your party? Is Bobby Montague not running up by St. Mary? Where is the information? What kind of boiling you're doing this morning, Bolo? It spins our pace. Playing clips with Mark Golden telling the PNP people that his ancestors goes through. Well, I don't understand what that person I said, but anyway. Demos, big up yourself. But back to what I said. So you have Marissa Dalrymple, Flight Green, Bobby Montague. See? You have other members of your party, like with the brother them were in a court for the money in the education system. Cruel Reed. Yeah, and Cruel Reed not still good. With the lady where the house them were knocked down. The Royal Reed principal or the day in a constituency that is alleged to be responsible for all of those houses that was sold. Same one them where you the government knocked down. There's so many people that is enthralled in corruption in your party. Why is it that you have a gag order? Seeing that you guys are so transparent in dealing with corruption. Where is the SSL report? Where is the SSL report, Andrew? Where's the Crow report? Where is the the other report, they want to always blame PNP for. What name again, mommy? But I report the name again, people. They always blame PNP for destroy the economy. Where's those reports? FinSac report. Thank you, class prefect. Where's the FinSac report? I can't believe say man said this.
There's no one who could criticize this government
Yeah.
today that we were covering up corruption. No.
So Andrew, why you sue the Integrity Commission if you're not cover up corruption? Why you remove the Auditor General from the Integrity Commission if you're not covering up corruption? Why did you sue the Integrity Commission to remove the act itself that deals with illicit enrichment? Why did you request in your affidavit to have that removed? Why did you request in your affidavit to have the court certify your assets that couldn't be certified if you're not covering up corruption? Why did your wife delay the tabling of the reports, Integrity Commission report? If you're not covering corruption. Why did you appoint your friend, or why did the government appoint your friend, Dennis Chung, to lead the investigation against you if you're not covering corruption? The same Dennis Chung that said he doesn't see anything wrong with having 28 bank accounts, and the things that the Integrity Commission is concerned about is normal. Let me play the video with I think this is the perfect time to play the video that I posted, this short that I posted with what name? Rattigan, Will Rattigan. Listen to this, my people. Listen, part 1 and 2. Listen to this.
They didn't do a comparison between the Prime Minister and somebody else and say, well, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. A did this and Mr.
No, sorry.
Some people are asking me about Dennis. I'm going to put up Dennis here.
I don't think it's irregular to have 28 bank accounts. In fact, I can tell you, my experience is that if you go into several private sector businesses, you'll find that they have a multi.
They should have asked him. It's not unusual for businesses to have 28 bank accounts. Is it unusual for an individual to have 28 bank accounts?
Bingo. Hey man, listen. When you're an investigator, it's like that. I never thought about that. It might be normal or should be normal for companies to have 28 bank accounts, but a individual person, nah. Talk to him, Mr. Will Radigan.
That's what you should ask him. That's what you should ask him. Listen to him again, people.
To have 28 bank accounts. In fact, I can tell you, my experience is that if you go into several private sector businesses, you'll find that they have a multitude of bank accounts. Some of them inactive, some of them they're using, but people own bank accounts.
And you should also say, some of them you don't know about. That's what I should have said, because that's exactly what the Prime Minister said about one of the Scotia accounts.
Listen.
So he didn't know that his constituency member opened a bank account and he was on it. As unbelievable as that was, people, I didn't make it up. You can go and read it in the report. They asked him, because he didn't mention that bank account. The Integrity Commission located that bank account. And they asked him about it. And he said, I don't know. We told this lady that she should open up a bank account so that she could get her salary wired to her. But I don't know how my name appeared on it. Now, we know in Jamaica, it's a very tedious task of getting somebody as a joint account holder. Because you have to show up at the bank, you have to sign documentation.
So, Will Rattigan just exposed Andrew Holness even further. Because if you read the report, the lady in his constituency that has the bank account is a joint account with him on it. And he's right. If you're going to do a joint account, when I go to the bank, in most cases, the person has to be present. Signatures has to be signed. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Hold on there. Class prefect just send me something.
Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it.
Mighty God. Mighty God.
Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Hey, I'm glad someone opened that message at the same time I'm listening. That one they connect. But people, you hear what the man say? Corruption is not bad if I'm involved in it and benefiting from it. And I will defend it. The man said that is Andrew Virgin. Backside. Now people, the situation with the lady in our constituency and she have a joint account with him. First of all, why would she join the account with him to get paid? Why? Why would that be important for her to do in the first place? Secondly, according to the report, Andrew said never know. How sway? How you never know? How is it possible somebody? So what are you accusing the lady of and the bank? Because the bank then would have to be investigated for fraud in terms of the process. Right? Because the process would have to be, and you have to know if I even want a phone call, him have to get say there's a joint account with your name on it. Who believe this? That when Andrew said him never know about the account, and why is he playing dumb about that account? That account need to be examined, you know. You see why Dennis Chung cannot and must not be the head of the FID. And you know, Rattigan said something in this same program. The man said it, the People's National Party, and this is firm criticism. This is constructive criticism. They have dropped the ball in terms of protests against Dennis Chung appointment. There should be an organized protest every week, one day a week, somewhere in the island of Jamaica. And I agree with him. Marky G, we know so have a lot going on in a campaign season, but this one is too important, my brother. The protest against Dennis Chung is important. He needs to be spearheaded every protest we have. You understand? And then Rattigan said something even further. He said, well, we have so many issues, it really demands of us to have a protest every week. Because you can use Dennis Chung as the main level of protest and then add other issues to the protest. But the protest must continue until he resigns from that office. He should not be in charge of any investigation into the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. He is not qualified and he is compromised. Period. But let's hear more.
You have to provide identification. We don't know. But we do know what this man is thinking because he's telling us.
For specific purposes. So it's not unusual for people to do multiple activities. If you're doing multiple activities, then obviously, you know, one of the ways I find that people, especially non-accountants, try to reconcile their business is by having payments through different bank accounts. Accountants, for example, might have one account and then you reconcile and adjust between, but many people, it's not unusual for them to do that. So, you know, I heard this story about, or this comment about the number of bank accounts that are out there, and the truth is that I think it's really detracting from what the real substance of the argument should be, which is, you know, what is it that is going through the bank accounts and how much money is in there. Because if I have 28 bank accounts, for example, and I could have $2 million between them, someone could have two bank accounts and have $500 million between two bank accounts, and that is a greater problem than my 28. So
it's what he's saying. You're saying a greater problem. So he's saying it is a problem, but he's saying somebody if I have two bank accounts and running 5 million to it is a greater problem than somebody having 28 bank accounts running same amount of money or less. Problem is, that wasn't the case that the Integrity Commission looked at. They didn't do a comparison between the Prime Minister and somebody else and say, well, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. A did this and Mr. And you did this. No, they were looking at the Prime Minister in isolation. They didn't do a comparison between the Prime Minister and somebody else and say, well, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. A did this and Mr. And you did this. No, they were looking at the Prime Minister in isolation. They're saying, we're looking at you based on your statutory declaration, what you told us.
Right.
And what we've investigated and what we found. So don't tell you, and this is a common ploy, people. Instead of addressing the issue,
Light up the light.
They will come up with false equivalences. They'll say, well, look over here, this guy over here was doing it. And think about this. Two people are speeding. Two different vehicles. There's a speed cop at the side of the road. He or she decides to give chase.
Right.
They stop the person, or the person,
Karen, big up.
one person stops. And when approached by the police and said, he said, why did you stop me, officer? Officer said, because you were speeding.
Right.
And he said, but the guy in front of me, he was speeding too.
People, that is what Andrew Holness was doing here, sir. In this video. Right, yes, sir. PMP corrupt too. Listen. That him do right, yes, sir. He might get caught in a corruption, but him argument is that PMP corrupt too.
You already know that him bad mind, him don't like the people prosper. And now we know that him is nothing but a hypocrite.
Yes.
There will always be in every government, regardless of jurisdiction, people who breach the rule.
Yes.
People who use their power unjustly, unfairly, and unduly. The mark of the...
One splash teach where I did it.
Sunday morning, man can't sleep, so man.
Brother, me live right now, brother.
Yeah?
Me live right now. Yes, sir.
Good. Come there and try to shed some light. Come just get back to you, know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so. I know if I time now or what timing.
How about the situation with Mr. Daz?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me call him back.
Yeah.
Different topic that. So Andrew basically I tell me say, yo, brother, you are hypocrite. The PMP are hypocrite because you're not a criminal and a corrupt, but you don't want to catch me by my corruption. Andrew Holness is the driver that got stopped by the police for speeding, and he must say, yo, brother, well, how comes you don't stop that the man there with speed? Is a foolish argument. And listen to Mr. Rattigan break it down. Listen.
Why you stop me? Is that a good argument? Is that a good argument? Because the argument is this: were you speeding? Were you speeding?
Andrew, is your government corrupt? That is the argument. Is your government marred in corruption? That is the argument. And the answer is yes. From a statutory declaration to Dalrymple to Andrew Wheatley to Robertson to immortal people name. When the fertilizer, Christopher Tufton ministry, all of the money unaccounted for, the trillions of dollars over many ministries, the education system has been pillaged not once, not twice, but 3 times under your government. So Andrew, the question is your government corrupt? Because you see, Andrew, when they came in to ask for this job, you gave us the people the impression that you were a different. You came to make a difference. You came to right the wrongs, the many wrongs that you pointed out about the PNP. You came to right the many wrongs that they did to the people. But it appears, sir, that you just want a free reign to be corrupt. It appears that you want your government to have a free reign to be corrupt. And people might say, oh, they are church foolish, this is what you are talking about. Well, let's examine the actions of the Prime Minister and the reason why I said that. If the Prime Minister was not corrupt, ladies and gentlemen, right, and he wanted to prove that, he would have allowed the Integrity Commission to do their job. They would have not understaffed the FID to 1/3 of its staff. And then when they finally gave the FID somebody to head the investigation, he would have gave somebody that had law enforcement experience of 12 years and not changed the qualifications to suit Dennis Chung. He would have not carried the Integrity Commission to court. Just the optics of it alone. I don't know who is his advisors, but they are slow or desperate. Because him suing the Integrity Commission, that action alone tells us he's in defense mode. He's not confident about proving his statutory declaration. He's absolutely not confident about it. You understand? This is the same person that tabled the Integrity Commission Act. You know? This is the same person that said to the opposition, leave the Integrity Commission alone. They are young. They need to be nurtured. They need to be supported. And that goes for the opposition. We have to clean up this country. I'm paraphrasing. This was the tone of the Prime Minister. And he moved from that to, yo, we're going to sue them. We're going to sue them for remove the act itself of illicit enrichment. Oh, and they even took it a step further with their proposal for the constitutional reform. They wanted to remove impeachment. That was on the table. What is impeachment? Let me just look it up for you. Let me show you what impeachment is. Impeachment is the only thing that keeps politicians in check when it comes on to illegalities and treason. What does impeachment mean? Impeachment is a charge for misconduct against a holder of public office. Impeachment is specifically for politicians. Why would the government of Jamaica, this government under Andrew Holness, propose a constitution where this is taken out? You heard what it says? The action of calling into question the integrity or validity of something. So that is impeachment. The action of calling into question the integrity or validity of something. So Andrew Holness does not want to be questioned. Andrew Holness government does not believe in transparency and accountability. That is why they propose to remove impeachment from the Constitution. So politicians cannot be locked up. If Andrew Holness got his way, they can commit treason, they can commit nepotism, they can commit illicit enrichment, they can do all the things that are corrupt, are recognized as corrupt on a global scale. They didn't even sign the code of conduct. That is what Andrew Holness wants. So his tone when he first came, was looking for power, was one of a high horse and exposing the PMP and giving the history of their corruption. Right? And how this government of his is of some high kilt of integrity and standards. But lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a 160 or a 180 or a 360. You know, a circle goes round and round. This government has gone under the ground. Them not even move. Them now move 180 or 360. They are sinking under the ground. They are below the level of integrity and validity in their actions. It is quite clear. Splash to big up. Some say I told a co-worker that the JLP knows they are losing. They are self-sabotaging by attacking IC and the Attorney General and the FIB. Yes, I believe it's a larger strategy as well. Destroy everything before the PNP come into power. So they're gonna be tied up in fixing so many things. You understand? But Marky G, when the right time come, them have a charge for corruption. Oh yes. I remember me tell you, now gonna be a 9-day wonder.
And if the answer is yes, then fine. You have no argument. You can't just say, well, this other guy was speeding and you didn't stop him. Think about, let's extend that argument. Let's extend it to its logical conclusion. You know what that means? That means every time that somebody is involved in criminal activity and they don't catch all of them, then you could say, well, why are you locking me up? You know, other people involved, why you don't go lock them up? Lock them up.
What an argument. Eh?
I mean, you can lock up all of us. It's a stupid argument.
Stupid argument. So because you don't catch the entire gang of thieves, when you catch one, you're supposed to let him go because you don't catch all of them. And that the mentality that Andrew have in that clip here. That is the mentality Andrew have right here, so.
Members and the PAAC.
We already know that in bad mind him that likes the people prosper. And now we know that him is nothing but a hypocrite. There will always be in every government.
God for the PAAC and the PNP members and the PA.
Me when you corrupt.
What madness is this going on in our country, Bvrclips?
You can't cuss me when you corrupt. You can't cuss me when you corrupt.
Right, that's an Andrew Ducky thing. You can't cuss him when you corrupt. You can't lock him up for corruption and charge him for corruption when you corrupt. And that alright, that's you know. He exposed himself. Mighty God, and then call him on bad mind or so. I can't believe this.
Oh, that him is nothing but a hypocrite.
Yes, him a hypocrite and him bad mind.
Be in every government, regardless of jurisdiction.
Yes.
People who breach the rule.
Yes.
People who use their power unjustly,
yes,
unfairly,
yes,
and unduly.
Yes.
The mark of the good government is that when it is done,
yes,
there is no cover up.
But Andrew, that means they are not good government then. They are not good government. Where's the Kroll report? Where's the FinSac report? Barbara, what's up?
When we face our challenges, there is no one who could criticize this government to say that we were covering up corruption. No.
I like that.
Jamaica Labour Party stands firmly against corruption, and we will put in place and have been putting in place the measures to address it.
Yo, this is the shot right. I say, yeah, man. I have to take a screenshot of this. Yo, the man lie. Which part of blouse and skirt JLP I fight corruption? Tell me. Which part? Andrew? People, I think I've made my point very, very clear. Andrew Holness tricky people. He tricked them at first. But now, the people them see right through him lies. And there's absolutely nothing he can do about it, because this awakening of consciousness, you know, is not by man's design, you know. Remember, so we are dealing with spiritual wickedness in our high places. These temples where them are set up, and altars and all of these things, them obi and them table them where them are set up. You understand them, this and them that. Right? The people have awaken. The people are waking up to the reality that this is one of the most corrupt governments in the world, not just the Caribbean, in the world. And when more evidence comes out, unfortunately, our standings in the corruption all is going to go down below 40, 44. Probably going to reach 30 by the time all of these bangarangs bust out. That is open disgrace that the prophets have prophesied to come. Yes. So, let me know what you guys think about that. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you do before you exit this reaction.